Hey guys, so this is my first video. I was actually working on a video of Asia Argento because there's a lot of things about that I don't feel has been sufficiently covered. That's very disgusting and creepy, and I wanted to highlight that. And it's an evolving mess, and it actually has a lot of detail to it. A lot more detail than I think a lot of people realize, or there's a lot more to it. So I'm still writing that, and I plan on having that up fairly soon. So I'm still doing a little bit of research, and I'm scripting it out. But that was going to be my planned first video, a nice big scripted video about Asia Argento, and how it's been a huge effect on the Me Too movement. But this came up, and I decided, okay, well, let's just do a quick unrehearsed video, and this should be pretty fun. Not a lot of research to do here. It's just some commentary on something coolmatty posted. In light of the events in Jacksonville, which is the Madden tournament where a person who lost a game decided to shoot up the place. Made the national news, and by the internet standards, it's now old news, right? So, but I'm still, making a video about it anyways, because I haven't really seen this mentioned a lot, this particular thing. And GDQ is Games Done Quick, right? They hold 2 events a year, and they have a bunch of little smaller events too, but their 2 major events is Awesome Games Done Quick and Summer Games Done Quick, where you have a group of gamers, of speedrunners, who like to play games as fast as they can, either by exploiting them or using glitches or whatever. And they raise money for either Prevent Cancer or the Prevent Cancer Foundation, or for Doctors Without Borders. And they've been doing it for a couple of years now, and they draw big crowds. But there's a difference between a GDQ event and the Madden event. The Madden event is hyper competitive, right? These people are playing for cash prize, cash money, and that's a completely different motivator than something like Games Done Quick, which is mostly about it's very collaborative atmosphere between these speedrunners, right? They enjoy the competition. Without the competition, then there's no reason of playing. They just do it for bragging rights, who wants the world record. And so you don't really see speedrunners getting mad at each other over losing a record or something, right? And there's definitely drama, but it's usually outside of that, right? So anyways, it's coolmatty, who Matt Merkel, I think his name is, decided to post in the speedrunning subreddit, or speedrun subreddit, talking about event security. So he's got here, let me zoom in a little bit here, okay. So in light of the recent events in Jacksonville, I've taken it upon myself to put forth an idea, creating a small organization of event managers. Are we talking just GDQ event managers, or multiple events managers from other events? I don't know. With the express purpose of sharing safety concerns or info about dangerous individuals. Oh, sounds like a blacklist. Note that this pertains only to life-threatening situations, death threats, serious sexual harassment / rape, weapons, etc., not general rule violations. So, an ambiguous collection of event managers, which, who are they? Where are they coming from? He may not even know this yet, right? So it's hard for me to say, but it would be nice to know, like, where he's getting these event managers from. So they want these event managers to get together like some kind of cabal and share, saying, hey, this guy over here, he is toxic, right? He's been known to do death threats. We should ban him before he's actually done anything bad at the event itself. Death threats, To be honest, I could probably get behind that. I mean, it's a pretty black and white thing, right? If you threaten someone's life, then that's pretty clear cut what they're trying to say or do. Sexual harassment / rape, or it's serious sexual harassment, as opposed to regular sexual harassment. So the problem is with GDQ in the past is that they've been they have not been very transparent at all about many things. People who have been banned from the events, they've been very ambiguous about why, how money is collected, the source of the money, the money that has been donated to these events, how that money is used and spent. There's just a lot of ambiguity, right? And there's not a lot of transparency. So when they say serious sexual harassment / rape, like, where's the line, right? So, and a lot of these companies or events or organizations usually like ambiguous rules, so it gives them more flexibility in how they enforce it, which can be good, can be bad. Usually it's misused, right? So this is very, context matters in a lot of cases. The whole thing with Riot Games that just happened about, no doesn't necessarily mean no. Totally taken out of context. And if you don't know what that is, I might do a video on that. It hasn't really blown up too much, but I may still do a quick video on that. But these people typically don't look at context. And considering how in the past, how non-transparent GDQ has been in the past, I just don't trust them, right? And then weapons. So what does that mean? So if you own a weapon, you own a knife, own a handgun, shotgun. What if I like to hunt? Hunting rifle. Where's the line in that? Right? Like, what does that mean? Weapons. Don't know. Continue on. It's my understanding that this sort of thing may already exist in other communities, such as the fighting game community. Again, that's also a very hyper-competitive thing, right? And a lot of these people are playing for, money in the fighting game community. I mean, it's also like that with, League of Legends and Dota. Hyper-competitive. They're playing for money. GDQ is about, I'm playing a game to have fun, and people donate money. Right? Those people aren't seeing any of that money. But I am opening this up as a community agnostic organization. So I'm assuming he's from any community, right? Now, or any organization, right? Regardless if it's speedrunning or if it's fighting game community, or it could be, freaking League of, Overwatch League, I guess. Again, hyper competitive. I'll start by reaching out to event managers whom I have direct contact with, namely the speedrunning community. So I imagine he's probably reached out to ESA, which is like the European equivalent to GDQ. But I'll be accepting requests for invites from other events, hoping that people go to him. Considering this is not the best idea, I doubt many organizations are probably going to reach out to him. I could be wrong. My faith could be very misplaced. The number one goal is to share incidents and emergencies quickly and with as much detail as possible with other events so they can take appropriate actions. So, I'll continue on. Participation and enforcement actions are completely voluntary. Event managers may report as much or as little as they wish about particular incidents in accordance with their individual policies. So, it's optional to participate in this. So if you find out there is a shady character, toxic person coming to your event, you don't have to blacklist them. I'm glad coolmatty has created that opt-out, if you will. Very nice of him. So my question is that the number one goal is to share incidents and emergencies quickly. So is this like stuff that's happened within an event, or is this stuff that can happen from someone's stream? Right? If some Joe is just, average Joe is streaming, and he says something that gets taken out of context, it gets to coolmatty. This guy is now banned from everything. Right? I don't know. It's just there's so much room for abuse here, and you can look at the GDQ drama of the past, and these people who work these events are not very mature. People have been banned for very, very minor things, and there's people who banned and they have no idea why, right? And GDQ is never transparent about any of that. What makes me think they're going to be transparent about this? Not much. To kick it off, I'll be limiting invites only to events with at least 100 attendees. Those under 100 attendees will be granted on a case-by-case basis. I just want to ensure that the information remains relevant and easy to manage. I'll probably reevaluate the cap later on. There's no cost for joining the organization. That's truly surprising, to be honest. Knowing how GDQ has been working the last couple of years, I'm actually very surprised by this statement here. But if you're a manager who's interested in joining, blah blah blah, PM me, and just leave him alone. Don't do anything stupid. You can see here it's got 0, right? People are already not happy with this idea, so I think he's got the point. He's probably going to go along with it anyways, because since when does GDQ listen to people who watch it? So, and of course it was locked by somebody who has been in GDQ volunteer in the past. And probably my favorite comment is, sounds like you have not thought this through and just want to say something in the wake of what happened today. Which, there is a bit of an air of virtue signaling in a way for this. And it's definitely something he hasn't thought through. And that's very evident in, which comment was it? Yeah. So this guy's like, is this a sort of a blacklist based on reports by hand-chosen people, right? So, I mean, that's just, the politicizing. Oh, so much room for, basically coolmatty's making himself the god of this thing, right? Or the king of it. Yes and no. Keep in mind, event organizers can do what they want with the information, be it a ban or just keeping a close eye on individuals. So we're going to get situations where you've got staff following around people. Oh, that's just yeah. So that's not going to cause an altercation, right? Generally, if you're making it into the organization as a problematic individual, you've done something fairly serious already, such as death threats. Beyond reporting to the police, it gives other events the option to act on it as well. The thing is, if there are death threats happening, the police should be involved, right? And granted, he's saying that, we need to do more than just reporting to the police. It's up to us to take care of these individuals, right? We have the moral imperative to do this. It's simply not going to be general rule breaking. Yeah, but you know what is... You did a very poor job of outlining, what rules are going to get you in the blacklist anyways, or what offenses are going to get you in the blacklist. This has to be a threat of life endangerment. And what does that even mean? Like, a death threat I get, if it's like, hey, I'm going to kill this person. That's a pretty clear indication, right? But, it's... There's a lot of things that can be taken out of context. It's like, it's just so vague and ambiguous. It's just, again, a lot of potential for abuse. This is a huge deal and something lacking right now for many events. If someone is dangerous to one event, they're likely dangerous to everyone's event. Maybe, maybe not. This guy in Jacksonville, he lost a game at Madden, got angry, and shot up the place. If he went to GDQ, he wasn't a speedrunner, but let's just say he went to GDQ. I don't think he would have shot it up because he's just there to watch, right? Also, it's not really handpicked. As long as you're a verifiable event with a number of attendees as mentioned, that's all I care about. So you're still handpicking. It's just you have a litmus. And he keeps replying to the same guy. And since it's come up a couple of times, if the organization seriously has a major distrust of me running the thing, I'll happily hand it over to whoever they prefer. You know what, Maddie? Pretty much everyone who watches GDQ, right, except for the people who are in your little secret or your little cabal of, feminists and pink hairs and, gender benders, nobody trusts you running GDQ. So you're not handing that off. It defeats, I guess, a proto-magical girl who's been a very visible part of GDQ. And you can Google that drama on your own. I guess if she didn't like you, then you might step down then. It defeats the entire point of this event to refuse to trust one another. I'm trying to get us all to work together and improve communication. That's it. I don't care who runs it as long as it functions. No, Maddie, we don't really trust you running GDQ as a whole. So, yeah. I'd be more, and coolmatty continues, and it keeps getting downloaded. I'll be more concerned about people not wanting to do something in the wake of what happened today. This is in response to somebody saying, it looks like you're just trying to say something just to say something. This will be an evolving project. In fact, it will work because of it. I'm trying to cover every situation, edge case just results, or to cover every situation, edge case just results in decision paralysis. Serious, concerted effort, and I'm already getting responses. So, negative or positive, I don't know, but if it's ever evolving, that means they can change the rules at any time. Yeah. To meet whatever they're thinking. So, and he continues on talking about security bag checking and stuff, and he's talking about how that's not good enough. It's good enough, I guess, for airports, but not for a speed running event. And this is one thing I thought that was pretty interesting. This organization is about recording potential threats and acting on them before the person ever arrives. So this does insinuate that they're going to look at people, their streams outside of these events, their actions outside of these events, and ban them based on that. So if you're streaming, better be on your best behavior. The GDQ overlords may be watching you. So many reports took place because a report was never made about a concerning individual, or a report was ignored and never passed on to those who could act on it. This attempts to reduce those situations as much as possible. No one's saying this is the end-all solution of the problem of safety. That's why I carefully said improving security, not fixing security. There's no foolproof solution, and events should always consider all their options and what fits them best. Right. So he keeps, saying, yeah, I'm not going to keep, I'm not going to keep doing it if no one's happy with what it is, and he's trying to say it's a community effort. But so, anyways, and he was downvoted very heavily, and I definitely recommend checking out this thread. It's very enlightening, especially if you are familiar with GDQ. None of this is really surprising. And it's definitely going to be something that's going to be politicized within this cabal of event managers. And it's going to be... The rules are going to remain ambiguous, so they can, apply these rules to whoever they want, right? So I just... knowing how GDQ has been in the past, I just don't trust them. So... But anyways, so yeah, that was just this quick video. I may do some other ones, but I may have some one-offs here and there. But I do plan on having longer, better produced, if you will, videos. Like I said, the Age Argento one's kind of the first one, and I have some other ideas in the works too. But anyways, if you want to leave a comment, tell me how terrible I am. I will be okay with that. I do like criticism. And if you think this is content you want to enjoy, please subscribe. So, thank you for listening to my rambling. Take it easy.